thing these days. Yeah, so let's do a back sequence to start, right? We're bringing this left leg up, and it's our first move of the day, so we're going to interlace our hands behind that hamstring. We're going to kick towards the floor, and we're going to do those pull-ins. So the resistance force is the leg, right? So the leg is kicking away from my body. Now the leg is stronger, so I have to be able to let my arms win to pull this leg in. I try to keep this foot flexed, the foot in the air, my left foot, and I feel a stretch from my toes all the way into my lower back. And we'll maybe stick with the whole sequence today for our hamstrings. So if we can loosen up that lower back. I keep my head down, facing the ceiling. I mean, you can involve your neck. We've discussed it before, but if you're going to do it, just go slow, one direction only. So I'll raise my chin up a little bit, bring my chin towards my chest slowly with the time of my leg. And now you might feel this stretch all the way from your toes to the top of your head, which is kind of fascinating for me, at least. Do a couple more. Let me know if the music's too loud. Bring this left foot to the opposite knee. Bring the right foot up. Do the same thing on this side now. Put your hands behind that hamstring. You're going to kick the leg towards the floor, but the key here is this left leg, this bent leg. I'm going to push it into my thigh, my knee. I'm pushing away, so as if I wanted to bring it to the outside of my leg is in the way. That creates the tension in this leg, and I want to feel it in my glute, my left lateral hamstring, and then I want to pull this leg in towards my chest. So I want to keep the resistance in the leg. Again, my head is down. I'm looking at the ceiling. I'm creating tension in the body. Just like if you yawn. When you yawn, you put tension in the body, and then you stretch. And then you relax. The same thing. I'm going to put tension in the body here, and then I'm going to stretch this leg, and then I'm going to relax and reset, right? We're doing reps. We'll take our time this morning. We'll really do some extra reps in each area, each stretch. And this leg that's bent, I like to keep the foot flexed. I like to keep both feet flexed. It helps get a little extra tension in there. It feels nice and loose for me right now. I really feel it in this lateral hamstring. I'm feeling the looseness. Take the foot that's in the air, bring it to the ground. Now, you could just take this other foot and slide it into half lotus, and then grab the outside. Half lotus is when the foot is in the groin area. Interlace your hands behind the knee, push the knee into the hands, and then pull it in. And when you do the pull-ins, try to get the knee as close to the chest as possible. Again, you're keeping the tension in this leg. You're pushing it into your hands. I keep my elbows close to my ribs. My head is down. My neck is not involved. And again, we're just doing reps, right? Many you can do. And after you get the chest, the knee is close to the chest, then you just release it. Relax for a second. Reset. Put that tension back in there and pull it in. Now start the knee as close to the chest as possible with your right hand. Grab that left ankle. Left hand comes on the inside, push it away. So you're pushing that left knee away. The left knee has the resistance, the left leg. The tension is in there. So the left arm is doing a push-up. So the more weight, the more resistance you use with the left leg, the harder it is to push it away. The more that arm has to work, the stronger it will get. Right? So you're building strength in the left arm as you're building length in the oblique, in the hip flexor, the psoas muscle in the front of the body. These are smaller, less dense muscles, so we don't have to do as many reps to get those going. And again, we're working on the fascia, the scar tissue, trying to lengthen the fascia, break the scar tissue up so the muscle can flow freer. And then take your hand, your left hand, grab your left heel, kick down, and then pull it up. And again, you're keeping the tension in the leg. We're stretching the leg this morning. This you're trying to feel. You put your right hand and you put it on your left hamstring, and you feel the tightness, the contraction of the hamstring as you're kicking the heel down. Feel that contraction the whole way. Bring your foot to the outside of your left shoulder. I like to think of it sometimes I'm a clock. Here's 12 o'clock. This is 1 o'clock. I'm trying to bring my foot towards 1 o'clock. So you want to keep that hand on the left hamstring just to make sure that you have the contraction the whole time. If you lose focus and you let the contraction go, well, then you just start over. It's okay. It's progress, not perfection, is what they say. Yeah, just keep that left leg going. Should feel pretty good. Now take the right hand, put it on top of the left foot. And now you're going to pull up this way using the right hand strength. At the same time, you're going to take your left hand and put it on the outside of your left knee. So look, my knee, my leg is starting perpendicular to my body, right? So I'm kicking down with the heel. I'm taking the left hand, I'm pushing it into the knee as I lift it up. And here, I do like to slowly bring my nose towards my knee so that my knee finds itself right in front of my face. My nose is right there. And I hear some crunching in my neck. I feel a nice stretch through the whole leg. Kind of combining all three moves that we did earlier. I feel this in my calf, on the outside of my calf muscle. That's great. Come on up for a second. Come into this lunge pose. Now you're going to sit back into it. We're going to concentrate on this hip flexor. So your foot to the ground. So this is going down, right? On and forward. And then I push, I keep the contraction in that hip flexor area, and I feel it open as I move forward. We'll just do a few of these. And we'll do the other side. I mean, if you want to stand up and just feel how it feels, stand up for a second and check out the left leg versus the right. Does it feel longer, stronger, rooted, more alive? maybe a little bit taller on that side. It's amazing how it just splits right down the middle for me. And I feel like this whole structure is kind of down into the ground, but I also feel longer going up. So just note on your own body how it feels. That's what happens when you're releasing the tension out of your body. So this side should feel freer, this whole left side. So come on down, let's do the right side. Let's bring the right leg up. Interlace your hands behind that hamstring. Kick it towards the floor and pull it in. And again, we just do reps. So just keep the tension in there and then release. And tension and release. So tension the whole time you're pulling it back towards your chest. And one side might feel tighter than the other. It's all right. It's just natural. And then bring that foot to the opposite knee. Bring the other leg up, interlace your hands behind that leg. So I'm pushing my right foot into my left thigh here. And as I do that, I feel the contraction in my lateral hamstring, my glute. And now I pull that leg in. I'm using the left leg force as well. I'm pushing that into my hands just to continue that lengthening on that side as well. But the main concern is the right glute. We're just pulling it in. Take the foot that's in the air, bring it to the ground. And if you can, slide this foot, this right foot, into half lotus. Interlace your hands behind the knee. Right? If you can't get into half lotus, anywhere in the leg is fine. You can leave it up here. You're just going to get better range if you can get into half lotus, a better angle. Interlace your hands behind the knee. The knee pushes into the hands, and then you pull the knee in. And one side might have better range than the other. That's okay. Just be mindful of your range, what you're doing on your body. You know, I say snaps and crackles and pops like you're cracking your knuckles or crunches. You hear that stuff. That's okay. If you have sharp pain and you're pushing it too hard, you want to reset. You want to stop on sharp pain. You want to make sure that you're okay. Now take this hand, this right hand comes on the inside of my right knee. I grab my left ankle with my left, I grab my right ankle with my left hand and I push this leg away. So I start the knee as close to the chest as possible and I push it away. So I'm doing a one-arm push-up with the right arm. The more tension I put in that right leg, the harder it is to push it away, the more my right arm has to work. Try to feel that opening in the hip flexor on that right side, the oblique opening. Keep the core tight. Now take your right hand, slide down, grab your right heel. So I'm grabbing the heel, I'm kicking down into my groin with the heel. my left hand just comes on that right hamstring just to make sure it's engaged. By engaged, it's contracted. I'm kicking down, and then I pull it up to the outside of my shoulder to keep the tension the whole time I'm lifting up the leg. Yeah, it feels good. Take the right hand on the outside of that right knee. Left hand grabs the top of your right foot. Again, you're going to pull up with the left. You're kicking down with the heel. You're pushing the knee into the hand. And then you're rotating your leg right to the center line of your body. Tension the leg the whole time as it's moving up. And again, if you want to involve your neck, that's fine, but it comes up slightly and slowly, in time with the leg. Don't rush. And if you feel like that's too much, leave the head down. Don't worry about it. I will say I hear a lot of snap, crackles, and pops in my neck. Now on the other side, we went up to that lunge. But on this side, let's just try this. Bend this right knee. Bring the left leg up. Take your right hand. You're going to push your leg away as you resist. Same thing, you're going to push the leg into the hand as you pull it in. So you're going to kind of scissor your legs. Just like that. Keeping tension. See if you can open up this hip flexor a little bit. Just wanted to give you an option. Doesn't always have to be the same stretch. Usually is the same stretch, but doesn't have to be the same stretch on both sides. Again, I keep both feet flexed. It helps me keep a little more tension in my body. I take a nice big inhale when I'm resetting. You can exhale on the push, on the scissoring. You can hold your body to keep the tension in there if that helps, as if you're yawning, and then you release it. Take both feet in the air, open them up wide, and then you're going to push them together. Now you're going to use your leg strength. Your legs are pushing into your hands and pushing together. We're still working the legs, now working the outer part of your hips. That's where the stretch is. Your arms, you're using your arm strength to close your legs. Should feel pretty loose now. Should feel pretty good. Start the knees as close as possible, touching. Take your hands on the inside of those knees and then pull them apart. The feet separate as well. So just as if they were two magnets pulling apart from each other. Same idea, they're repelling away. Keep the tension in the legs. You should feel an opening in the groins, right down the abductors on the inside of your legs. Now bring the feet, bend the knees, bring the feet facing the ceilings as if you wanted to kick up. You're going to grab your happy baby pose. You're going to grab the outside of your feet. Now your feet push into your hands, and then let your arms win. Use your strength to pull your feet down towards the floor. So your knees head towards the floor, just trying to open up those hips a little bit. If you want to do one side at a time, you might feel like you get a little bit more range, but don't roll completely over. Try to keep your back, that spine on the ground. Obviously, you can touch the ground, especially if you roll all the way over, but that's not really the goal here. I want you to just try to develop some range. I like doing both sides at the same time. Focused on my lower back, staying in contact with the ground. Bring your right foot down. Now, grab the heel with your right hand. With your left hand, grab the top of the foot. Now, the foot wants to kick to the outside, and then you're going to pull it in. And now you're pulling it in towards your chest. Keep that tension in the leg the whole time as you're kicking it down, or as you're pulling it down, sorry. And then from here, if you can, we'll put it in. We'll rock the baby. We'll put our foot into the elbow crease of our right hand. So my left foot's in there. And then I interlace my hands. And it's going to be a much smaller motion. But again, I'm pushing my foot into my elbow crease as I pull it down in. I'm really feeling this in that lateral hamstring. This one you should feel. It should be a direct hit into the lateral hamstring. It should be like a ding, ding, ding. You're definitely feeling it. Keep on pulling it in. Keep the tension in the leg. And this is your pigeon pose. When you come to the end of it, think about where you are. This is exactly where we'll be in pigeon. Bring the other leg up. Grab the heel with so my left hand is grabbing my right heel. My right hand comes on top of my right hand comes on top of my right foot, and I pull it in. Right, so same thing, you're kicking away with your foot to the outside, and then you use your arm strength to pull it in. Trying to get more range. These are really nice for sciatica. If you have any middle of the back, low back issues, I find these to be wonderful stretches for that. Again, we're just doing reps. You should definitely have some heat in your body. I got some sweat pouring off my brow. And now do that rock the baby pose. So we're going to put the foot in the crease. I'm going to interlace my hands. I'm trying to keep my head down, and then I'm going to pull my leg in. Now, this side is tighter than the other side for sure for me. So I'm going to back off a little bit. I'm not going to keep my hands together. I'm going to use my left hand to pull my foot in. I'm going to keep my right hand on my shin just as a guide. And I feel a little crunching in my knee. I hear it. That's okay.
And that's the end of your low body sequence. Thanks for joining me.